Good morning. It's Harvey Jackson from Exceed Grain Marketing. Just going to go through drought and U.S., Canada a little wee bit, and Russia, Ukraine. Canola trading flat, rapeseed down a little wee bit, soybean oil flat, and the wheat is down from yesterday. Drought monitor came out yesterday and showing some improvement of drought. Decreased drought conditions by 1% in soybeans, and corn stayed the same. Soil moisture drought model for Canada showing soil moisture really good in or excess probably in Manitoba, and a lot of green and yellow, which is probably okay. And I'll show this a little bit with an NVDI map later. And so percent of soil moisture showing some problem areas as they're starting to pop up here in Red Deer, Edmonton area, and Regina is starting to show up a little bit. Here is your risk model for your Fusarium head blight, and the darker is not good, red is high, and yellow is moderate. A lot of Alberta, because they're not getting the same kind of moisture as we were in the east. They are in a lot better shape. This is a short-term drought monitor I found. Just see that there is some building of drought in some areas, but that's probably just going to help harvest. There is some grain grown in the east, and they're starting to show up with some drought over there as well. So it's 30 days of normal precipitation, and you can see that there's been a fair bit of rainfall that's actually went on in the growing regions. So let's just look at the NVDI. So here is the last year NVDI was the yellow and how it actually tracked down. And if we look at how this is comparing to this year, the red is actually starting to break through the top end of the range just in these three provinces. So this is something that Eric Snodgrass had talked about a little bit yesterday, and I just thought I would put it in for today. Here's and this is probably not perfect, but I picked the major corn, soybean growing areas, and just kind of looking at how this is tracking. We're just tracking a little wee bit below last year's NVDI level, and NVDI is just a measure of greenness in the plants from the satellite, taking away trees and other areas. And this is how it's tracking in Ukraine and Russia, just in some of those areas that are of concern. I guess I picked one that's probably a little bit too far out, but anyway, you see we're at the bottom end of the range from 2000 to 2021 of NVDI, and just this is how it compared to last year, and you see the greenness change on that map. Canola, short term, it's up a little bit here, and you can see that there is still trading down. We tried to recover a little bit yesterday and today, basically flat. So what I did here is actually confuse it a little bit more, but I used the longer term retracement and put in a shorter term retracement and see how that's trading. So you're seeing longer term retracement at 78.6, and we're running at the 61.8 in just this term time here as well. So you're starting to see shorter term and longer term running into some of these Fibonacci retracement values. And you got to remember, some of the funds are just trading these technicals to get in and out of some of these positions, and they use this to have an exit strategy and entrance strategy. Here's canola just longer term, looking back, and we are getting into the lower end of the range, of course, and just a word of caution, the market is still going sideways. Here's your November rapeseed. Did the exact same thing, shorter term and 6 months, kind of overlaid it. And again, it's running into that lower end of the trade here. You got a couple bars here at 38.2 and 76 just in the short term, longer term 38.2. So European rapeseed is holding up a little bit better. Here's your soybean oil sitting at the 50% retracement value for this 6 month chart. Good recovery, pulled back, still a little bit of hopefully a little bit of a recovery on the soybean oil. Palm oil sitting in that 38.2 retracement value, and continue to trade kind of choppy sideways. You can see that's been going this way for some time here. Crude oil, 6 month chart, trying to trade in the upper end of this little bit of a range here, 23.6, and moving average right where the market is trading a 10-day moving average in there as well. Wheat, spring wheat, trading at the very bottom end of its 6-month channel, and still continues to do so. We had a good day yesterday, but we'll have to see how we can get any follow through with the USDA coming out later on today. Here's your hard red winter and how it's traded, bottom end of the range as well. Milling wheat in France, the Matif is kind of mid-range, but trading sideways. Hopefully, harvest kind of progresses here, and some harvest pressure comes off of all of those winter seeded crops like the Kansas and the milling wheat in France. Here's just the difference between your Kansas and your Minneapolis, and we entered in 25 cents, and we have some clients that are now um, looking for it to get down into this 80 to 100 or $90 differential between those two. And if I get a chance, I will maybe do a little bit of a post USDA synopsis here, and we'll see, which will be out at 11 o'clock. We'll chat with you later.